What's up, rock stars? Welcome back to the JW Show. I am the Kid JW, and if you're back at it again, I appreciate you guys for watching me again. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and welcome to the party. Now, the last episode that we talked about was being friends and having trust and communication and boundaries set while you're having friends in a relationship. We talked about setting boundaries. We talked about communication and how to have trust. Okay. Now, in this episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about healthy boundaries and practice in a relationship. And we're talking about, and I mean by that, I mean setting boundaries from when you guys are like, if you're hanging out with your friends of the opposite sex and like hanging out together without your partner, so texting, talk on the phone, etc. Now, diving into the first one, going out. I'm a firm believer of friends should have friend dates. Going out, catching up, once or twice a month, going out to grab dinner. It doesn't have to be at an expensive restaurant. It could be the local bar or whatever. Nothing wrong with that. And I hate the fact that we live in a day and age where people say, "Oh, you can't take your friend out to a bar and buy your female friend or your male friend if you're opposite sex friends. You can't buy your opposite sex friends drinks or whatever at the bar. You're in a relationship. That's wrong. You can't go out with your opposite sex friends. That's just wrong." I hate that about society now. I also hate the fact that people can't keep it 100 with each other either. Now, the boundaries that I have in place in my relationship with my friends is going to be different for you guys because every relationship is different. For me, I've always said I don't mind if my woman has male friends. I don't care. It's how she acts around her male friends is what is what I look for. And by what I mean by that is if you're going out with your opposite sex friends and you're in a booth and you're sitting with them, not across from each other, and you're a little bit too cozy, yes, that's usually a problem in my eye. Some people may not find that as an issue, but for me, I find it as an issue. Going out with your opposite sex friends at like anytime after 11 p.m. on the weekend definitely is a problem for me. May not be a problem for somebody else. Texting, I don't really care about that. If your opposite sex friends text you while you're in a relationship, it's like 9, 10, 11. If it's 11 o'clock at night, let's just face it. It depends what it depends. I don't have an issue with it. Because if I know you and I know what type of friends you surround yourself with, I'm not going to pose an issue to it. However, if this is the same opposite sex friend that's always commenting on your pics or does some questionable things, I'm going to have an issue with it. So my rule of thumb in my relationships is I don't text my opposite sex friends or any of my friends after, say, 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Okay? Again, that doesn't work for everybody. That's just me personally. And I also expect my lady to do the same exact thing. Like, hey, if her male friend texts her at like 11:30 or whatever, unless it's something like really important, like, hey, he's going through something or he's drunk somewhere, needs someone to come pick him up. By all means, that's okay to text. I'd rather you go pick up your male friend. I'm coming along with you versus your male friend driving back home drunk or whatever. Okay. Or if he's going through a crisis or whatever, he needs someone to just vent to. That's cool. I don't have no issues with it. Because at the end of the day, we all have our battles that we fight. And sometimes, hey, when you need to call your best friend to talk to them about something, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. Everybody knows that about me. You could be going through something and call me or text me at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to answer and see what's going on with you. It's normal. Now, like I said, if something does happen and lines get crossed, you're out with your opposite sex friends and per se where you feel kind of uncomfortable, by all means, bring that to your friend first. Second, bring it to your partner. Let your partner know, hey, me and so and so was out. He kind of grabbed me a little bit. He kind of got a little bit handsy, but I did address it to him. I did shut it down. Let your partner know that, so that way they know what's happened and they can have that trust in you that you already handled it. Obviously, if it handles again, then you got to address it and let your partner know so your partner can handle it at that point. And then also including your partner in general inside of group outings, like me personally, I'm always including my girl, you know, in anything I do with my friends. Like, for example, one of my friends, we're planning a day trip, to go out and just, hey, catch up and just relax, grab some food or whatever, or just go to the mall and go shopping or whatever, just to let the hair down and just relax. And I always want to do group events because, hey, these are my friends. These are lifetime friends at this point in my life, okay? We've been friends for 10 years. So they're gonna be around my life for a lot. So I want to make sure that we all get along together. So including your partner in things is perfect. But again, make sure that expectation that your partner knows how you are with your opposite sex friends. Let them know that, hey, if you're a hugger type person like me, I'm a hugger. I'm definitely gonna let my girl know that, hey, I'm a hugger with my friends. So you know that. And also let your partner know, like, hey, if you have pet names, you say, hey, big head, let your partner know that you guys got little pet names or whatever. That's just who y'all are. Let them know that, because if you communicate that, it does help out, okay? And it also builds trust, and it also eliminates doubts, especially if they can see how you guys interact with each other in front of your partner. Because if you can see how they interact, then you pretty much can say, hey, I ain't got nothing to worry about, okay? Now, if there are insecurities, which sometimes relationships do have insecurities when it comes to friends of the opposite sex, if there's insecurities, handle them, address them, don't dismiss them, okay? Like if your partner says, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you going out, like let's say, sake of argument, you're going out, let's say let's just say, sake of argument, you and your best friend are going out of town, for a quick overnight trip to, let's just say, I don't know, Chicago, throwing that out there. And if you feel uncomfortable with them going to Chicago by, just them two together and they're the opposite sex, let your partner know that. That way they can, do something, change it up, or say, hey, we got 2 separate rooms. We're not going to be staying in the same room together, which obviously doesn't matter, to be honest with you. If they're going to do something, they're going to do something, whether they got separate rooms or not. Let them know that. So that way they can address it. So that way they can possibly say, hey, well, why don't you come along with us if you can? Boom. And also be okay with understanding. They tell you, hey, I understand you have insecurities with me hanging out with my opposite sex friend because of the things that's happened to you in your past with your previous relationships, but this is nothing like that. Nothing's gonna happen. Boom. And that helps out, okay? Now, 3 takeaways I'm gonna give y'all, okay? Include your partner in your friend events with your opposite sex friends, so that way you guys, it's all good. 2, communicate. Let your partner know what's what. Don't be trying to hang out with your friends and being secret. I don't care. If you're hanging out with your friend, going to the bar after work, or they come by your house, let your partner know. Like, especially if y'all don't live together. Or even if y'all do live together, let your partner know if your friend's coming over. Because nothing's worse than coming home from a long day at work and you see somebody else's car in the driveway. Yeah, not good. Okay? And then 3, resolve those insecurities. Communicate. Talk about them insecurities. Work through them together, because that way, when you guys do hang out, there won't be any issues. Okay? Now, I want to hear your thoughts on having friends of the opposite sex while in a relationship. Let me know in the comments below. And in the next episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about exes and being friends with exes in a relationship. I know it's not always the best thing, but it can also be beneficial. Well, I don't know how beneficial, but it can also be, I don't know. But we'll talk about that, right? Yeah, we're going to talk about being friends with exes in the next episode, because it's going to be interesting, all right? So don't go nowhere. Stay around. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Turn the notification bell on. Drop a comment. Do all that good stuff to show some love to me. And I will catch you guys next time. Later.